St. Elizabeth Technical High School's Parents' Day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to, because we're so few in number, we want to ask the parents who are at the back, could you come up a little closer? I know when we sit together, we kind of, we get warmer because it's a little cool. Can you imagine Santa Cruz is cool today? Yeah, it's a little cool today, which is good for us. So happy to see the parents who are here, who have braved the weather to be with us today. All right, so at this time we want to have a little devotion. We can't start our day without inviting the presence of the Lord with us. So the pair counselors are here and they're ready and raring to go. So I want to invite them this morning to come and lead us into a time of worship.
Good morning, everyone. No man, they're taking our parents. It's a special day today. So good morning, everyone. How are you feeling this morning? I hear a parent say she's cold. I am cold too, but we are here and we are alive, and that's something to be thankful for, alright? Yes, so we're gonna have our devotion. So I want to stand up as we get into the attitude of worship. We're going to start by singing, I am blessed, I am blessed. Are you blessed? Are you blessed? All right. I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life, I am blessed. Oh, when I wake up in the morning, till I lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. One more time, I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life, I am blessed. Wake up in the morning till I lay my head to rest. I am blessed. I am blessed. Oh, you are blessed. You are blessed. Every day of my life, you are blessed. Oh, when you wake up in the morning, till I lay your head to rest, you are blessed. You are blessed. Real, real, real. I love you because you give us the victory. Many people doubting, but I can do without him. That is why I love him so. He's so good to me. Real, real, real. I love him because he gave us the victory. Many people doubt him, but I can do without him. That is why I love him so. He's so good to me. I want a revival in my soul. I want a revival in my soul. I must apply to the blood of Jesus to get a revival in my soul. One more time, I want a revival in my soul. I want a revival in my soul. I must apply to the blood of Jesus to get a revival in my soul. Shall we worship the Lord? Praise God. We'll now have our scripture reading by Ariel.
The scripture reading is taken from Proverbs 3, verses 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. This verse speaks to us that we should not rely on ourselves, to let go of what we think, and to let God take the helm of what He knows and understands.
Amen. So I'm going to say something and I want you to respond with trust in the Lord. Amen. So when I say something, you're going to answer and say trust in the Lord. Alright? So when you feel hopeless, what you should do? When the children are giving you trouble, what you should do? When they can't find the money to pay the school fee and buy the groceries, what you should do? In all things you should? In all things you should? Amen. Listen to the practice. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and then kindly will we will pray. Trust in the Lord with all of thine heart, and lean not to thine own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy path. One more time. Trust in the Lord with all of thine heart, and lean not to thine own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy path.
Bow your heads while I pray. Most righteous and eternal Father, O God, as we step into your presence today, O God, thanking you for enabling us, O God, to be here another day. Lord, as this parent seminar is about to begin, I pray, O God, that you will take full control, O God. Let everything flow as it should, O God. I pray, O God, it will give us strength. I pray, O God, it will give us the courage, O God, to stand here today as parents, O God. I pray, O God, that you will bless them, O God. For God, if it wasn't for them, O God, we would not be standing here today. It was them, O God, that give us the strength, the courage, the motivation, O God, to be here at school, O God. I pray, O God, that you will continue to bless them, lift them up, O God, and pray, O God, that you will let them know their position, O God, as I say thanks to you. In Jesus' name I pray.
Good morning, everyone. I will be sharing a thought with you all this morning. I am because you are. This thought speaks to you to say that you parents are the root of the future. You exist so we can exist and do our best in life.
Thank you so much, peer counselors, for a very inspiring devotion. Will you put your hands together for them again? They are your children. These are your children, you know. You see how bright they are? Awesome, wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God is amazing. And this time I want to invite Mrs. Honey. She's going to come to bring welcome. And Mrs. Honey to be followed by our principal, Mr. Keith Wellington, who will be bringing greetings. Let's have Mrs. Honey. Put your hands together for her.
Thank you, Mrs. Chambers. Good morning, parents and guardians. It is so good to see you, so good to have you, and a very special welcome to you all. We know that we expect to have a lot more parents and guardians. We hope that they will come despite how it looks around us at this time. But let me just say, parents, you know what? If we were living somewhere else like in the UK, this is how it would look every day, basically, and we would have to go about our business anyway, all right? So as Jamaicans, we need to make the necessary adjustments. I know it's difficult sometimes for some persons to get from their home out because of the terrain where they live, but a very special welcome to you. You made the effort to come, and we are so happy. Can you imagine if none of you had turned up? Right? Look at the preparation. So we are happy you came. And we don't have a lot of students here, but Mrs. Chambers and myself, can we give everybody a round? we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gentlemen. Can we give the gentlemen a round of applause? So good to have you, and I assume it's father and mother right over there. We should have a special prize for the couple, you know. Mrs. Foster, where is she? We need to have a prize for the couple. You're not? Grandfather, all right, it's all right. You still a couple because you're coming from the same family. So that's very good. So, and that is crucial, you know, that even grandfather is interested in his grandchild's schooling. That is really, really good. And that's where we were as a country now. Generation man, taking care of the generation, you know, the younger one. So I'm happy at least one family saved us today, right? In carrying on that generation activity. So you're in for a good day, I can tell you that. Very special welcome to one of our presenters who I just see getting up there, Miss Tiffany Baxter Hamilton. She's a psychologist. Put your hand together for her, please. And I can tell you, parents, she knows her stuff, and you are going to leave here better than you came. I can guarantee you that, all right? We have another presenter. She's on her way. She called to say she's a little bit late. And so, Mrs. Katie Ward Rabaldi, so she's on her way. But I can tell you, parents, you're in for a good day, and despite the low turnout, you who are here made the best of it, all right? So again, we feel good when we see you, and we're happy to have you, all right? God bless you, and thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mrs. Collins. Mr. Wellington, he's gone. Oh, I'm not seeing him at all. He's coming. All right. So somebody's gone to get Mr. Wellington. But in time.
I'm sorry. Meanwhile, do we have any grade 11 parents here? Grade 11, right? We need what we call the student's SRN number for registration, right? If you haven't yet submitted, kindly do so. It's a part of the process for completing the safety registration. Who wants to go to the SRN? What can you read? All right, that's fine. Thank you so much. No. The SRN is what they get at primary school when they're doing the literacy test and the numeracy test. Right. If they don't have the card, there is the primary school that the child is coming from will have the number. And I'm encouraging all parents, whether your child is, because this is something new that they have now added. So whether you're in grade 7, 8, 9, 10, make sure you have the number for your child. And that number will be needed, right? We don't get it when we get the results, so we need you to supply us. So just letting you know that, all right? For the CAPE, it's the same thing, all right? We're in the process now of registering the students for C-Second CAPE. We're almost through, and so we're asking that you as parents play your part in ensuring that we have accurate registration, all right? I think I have Sabrina's. Some of them, some came down from the ministry, but there are some that are missing. But I know I remember I have Sabrina's. All right? Okay, so Mr. Wellington is here. Yes, I have my books. All right, parents, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Hollis. And if you know any other parent of grade 11, please pass on the information as well. So Mr. Wellington is here, and he's going to bring us greetings.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Chambers. Good morning, everyone. Very few in numbers, but very important. I think it's you are the VIPs why you are here today. Let me thank you very much for making the effort to be here. I am sure Mrs. Levy would have loved if we had quite a few more parents here. Nonetheless, we're going to make use of the opportunity, and I want to thank you very much for coming. Today we wanted the opportunity to build on the relationship between the school and the home, and to see how much we can get our parents to better understand their kids and the current environment in which they operate. The theme for today is Surf Beyond the Surface, Click, Connect, and Collaborate. It's a very important theme because I don't know how many of you would have seen a little video going around over the last few weeks indicating the difference between how persons spend their time now as opposed to 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. And the video shows that some time ago persons were, nobody spent time online because there was no online platform, right? And you know, people spend a lot of time together in church or at school, you know, they're socializing with each other. But now we're at the point where everybody's spending almost more than half their time online. I have a little 7-year-old niece that lives with me, and at 11 o'clock we have to be sending her to her bed. And she's going to her bed and wants to take the phone with her at 11 o'clock, right? So it's very important that as parents, some of us can't manage the phone either because I get called from parents 5 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the night for things that really can wait until the next day. So some of us really can't manage the use of the phone either as adults. But we have to learn how to use the phone or the online platforms because it's not just phone. And so today's activities would have been planned to enhance our abilities to better make use of the online platform to the benefit of our children, our families, and our schools, and ultimately our country. So it's disappointing that there are more persons here, but I'm really hoping that today will be a productive day and that at the end of the day we'll all benefit from the activities. So thank you very much for being here, and we look forward to a great day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wellington. I have here an icebreaker, and I see group song. Oh, okay, so our peer counselors are coming back to do an icebreaker. All right, so here we go. ending in a high. Wonderful. Wonderful. God made you special. You're special indeed, because without you, there would be no them. Right? So we thank you again, parents, for coming. All right. If you look at your program has some information, very valuable information on your program here. And I just want to go over to the right side of the program this morning. If you haven't looked at it, just open your programs and just follow with me a little bit. It talks about identifying your parenting style. Which kind of parent are you? Or maybe you are a combination of what is here. It talks about the authoritative parent, right? It says this kind of parent has high expectations, low support. There are strict rules and there are punishment if you break the rules, right? There's little warmth and nurturing. So there's no hugging and no tenderness here, right? And this kind of parent expect obedience without explanation. So you must do that, and you must do that. Nowadays we have our children asking you why. When I was growing up, I couldn't ask my parents why. You are told to wash the dishes, you think you can ask why? Or you're told to do something, why? Why, mommy? You get a slap, right? But nowadays, these students that we have, these children that we have, they're different. And they like an explanation for why. And guess what? You have to give it to them, right? Some things are not debatable. Some things, when you tell them, you give them an instruction, yes, you do it because but some things, of course, we can, explain and see why, right? Then, it says the effects on children is that it causes rebellion or compliance. So they will comply, do it because you say so, or they will rebel, right? They want to do anything at all. Difficult with decision making, they become aggressive and they develop anxiety and low self-esteem. When we talk about the permissive parenting, there are few boundaries or rules, high levels of warmth and nurturing, avoid conflict and discipline, give into child demand. Are you that kind of parent? You allow them to do whatever they want, and you love them and you hug them. Yes, you do all of that. You don't want to discipline your children, right? And everything they want, to give them few rules. Effects, entitlement or spoiled behavior. I see somebody write your extent, feel entitled, right? Spoiled, lack of discipline, difficulty with responsibility, right? Increased risk of substance abuse. We're going through authoritative parent, high expectations, high support, balance between structure and warmth, clear rules and expectations, encourage independence and decision making. What are the effects? Healthy self-esteem, better social skills, increased responsibility, improved academic. And I'm sure if I ask you which one, you put up your hand for this one, not you? How old are you? Right? This is the one. This one so nice and look pretty. Yes, this is the one you want. You understand me? This is the one you want. Right? So this one is the authoritative parent, and this one I think is the best one, right? And then we go to number 4, neglectful parenting. Let's not fall here. No, of course, Mr. Wellington. They're not here. We have the authoritative parents here this morning, right? The neglectful parents, little involvement or interest, few rules or boundaries, lack of emotional support, prioritize own needs over child's. Effects on children, low self-esteem, difficulty with emotional regulation and relationships, increased risk of behavioral parents. Parents, I can tell you up to this week, I met a parent and I am more than certain that this parent, 80%, fell in this category. When we were talking to the child and mother, there was no, as a matter of fact, the child didn't even live with the mother. Child lived somewhere else, and the mother wasn't saying anything. The mother wasn't even looking at the child, right? And then after we, because the child had got into some trouble, and after somebody else and I were there, and after the person left, and I sat there and I started to talk to both of them, and I said, Something is going on. Something is amiss here. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. I don't see a relationship between the two of you. I don't see any connection. What's happening? You're not looking at your child. I said, Mom, you're not looking at your child. I said, sweetheart, you're not looking at your mom. What's going on? What's happening? Tell me. And the child started to cry. I said, I don't see a connection. I don't see any love. I don't see that affection between you. As even though, there are circumstances where children don't live with their parents now. I said, even if that is so, they can still have a relationship. I do not see the relationship. Mom, what's happening? I said, at the end of the day, you are the adult. In here in the room, you are the adult. She's the child. She's the child. Right? So you need to do what you have to do. As it takes a big person to apologize to a child. To say, you can't apologize to your child and say, I am sorry, forgive me. You know, you might not be able, the mother has a lot of children because the mother said that she was sick. So she has a lot of children, so maybe she's overburdened and so on. And so this child is living with somebody else. Regardless of that, say something. Say, I'm sorry. Say, forgive me. You know, this is, and I know how you feel. This is what, forgive me. And that could make a difference. I said the child bawled. He said the child started to bawl. Something is missing. Something is wrong. Right there. Right? Don't neglect your child. No matter what it is, you don't have to have the world to give your child. You don't have to have the big things and the expensive things that everybody else has to do. But what you can give your child is, most of all, a child is emotional support. I tell that some persons say they wish that they lived with their parents, even though the parents probably never had nothing, but they wish they were with them. Right? Than they were somewhere else. The parent gave them to somebody else to raise. I wish that, they said they wish they were living with their parents regardless. Regardless. The child needs love, the child needs emotional support, the child needs to be hugged. That kind of, I know some of us, we don't like to hug, especially the fathers. I hope I don't have fathers here who don't like to hug their sons. And fathers here who don't like to hug their daughters. Hug your picnic, hug your daughters. Don't make another man outside hug them before you hug them. I don't know what a hug feel like. Hug them. Because they're going to go outside and somebody's going to hug them and they're going to feel good. They're going to feel good when they hug them. Because daddy never hugged them and they don't know that kind of affection. Hug them. Hug your boys. Man, I'm going to hug them too. Hug your boys. Because somebody will show them affection that you never showed them. Hug them. Have time, spend time with them. Sorry, I'm not a psychologist. Moving on. Good to see the fathers here again, right? At this time, we want to invite our first presenter is here, Mrs. Kadian White Campbell, and she's going to be presenting on parenting in the digital age. So we're going to, what did I say? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I have Campbell in my head. Sorry. I'm so sorry, forgive me. I'm so sorry, I don't know why I have Campbell in my head. Mrs. Kadian White Garbaldi, yes, thank you so much. She is here and she will be speaking on parenting in the digital age. So give her a hand as she comes, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Sound like we're not happy to be here. Good morning, parents. Good morning. All right, regardless of which grade your child is in, you have made it thus far and you deserve to be here to be celebrated. Right? Ms. Just now said there is a child who is not being a child because she's not living with mom. And it's good that we're here, and well, I'm assuming that all of you have your children living with you, yes? And you're doing your very best to get them to be their very best. So, all protocols observed. It is a privilege to be here to talk to you from this side. Normally we just talk to other parents, you know, just being parents. But I'm happy to be here to share with you on parenting in the digital age. At no point in time is parenting easy because you have the responsibility of bringing up, of guiding the development of another human being. You are morally and socially responsible for their well-being, and if you're a parent like me, it's going to be most of their lives. You are always going to be having advice and dealing with the fallouts of the different issues, right? So parenting is not easy. But what happens when you get to a stage when there are so many other parents all over the world that have all these influences on your child, when they have all kinds of advice that most times are at odds with what we're trying to establish within your home and to get your child to learn and to understand. How does that work? What happens when they are in a landscape where you are no longer the boss? Back in the day, our parents were boss. They knew it all, and if they didn't know it all, they knew somebody who did. But they were the primary persons giving the information on how children should be brought up. Then they had all that background information. But now do you realize there's so much more that your children know and are getting to know than you? Why is that so? Go ahead. That is correct. Because of devices, technology, and most importantly, access. Gone are the days when you could lock down certain things and say, no. I guess, well, when I was growing up, at my age, my mom could decide whether or not I could get a phone. Yeah? And back then, it's just text and snake. Yeah? Just text and snake. And if you had a phone, that's good. If you don't, then you just happen to have one in the house. But now, it's phone, tablet, laptop. And sometimes some of our children have all three because they need them for different occasions and do different things and all of that. And in all of this, they have access. And they begin to help you to parent them. Now they can tell you what it is that you are supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, and whether or not they think you're doing it right with well-established arguments, by the way. Yes, it starts with the why and it extends far beyond the why. Because now, they know. They're not just asking you why randomly. Don't ever fall in the trap of just thinking it's a random why. They have the answer to the question that they have asked you, and they have arguments for why your answer is surely going to be the wrong one. Right? So, the digital age presents us with opportunities and challenges as parents. It's great now that if you want help for your child, it might be as expensive as paying your internet bill or paying somebody to do it online. But you don't have to worry about fare, traveling to where the class is, or them coming in late from school. Those are great opportunities as parent. So your child goes to extra class right in the living room, and you can be there to monitor whether or not they're getting the very best out of what you are paying for. And that's great. Or if it's the studious kind of child, you can just say, all right, here's the device. They want help, they'll do the research for themselves. So now you're saving money because you don't have to pay to get them help, just the internet bill, and that's fine, right? So those are opportunities, but then there are challenges because we only have so much control over what they have access to. because you have to put the controls in place, because the internet don't come and say, oh, over here, so it's not for kids. You don't have a penny section like that. Everything is just out there, and everything comes up in a search. You know that, right? You scroll down a few pages in a search, and you begin to wonder, what was it I was looking for again? And you click on some links, and it's like your eyes won't get stuck out. Think about your child scrolling to this page and seeing these things and being very curious, because their minds are still developing. What do? They stop and look and read and watch. And before you know it, they're spending time, a lot of time on that. So how do you manage? How has technology changed the way children interact and learn? Do you find that now you don't have to shout at the child in the living room anymore? Gone are the days when them mess up the living room or them sprawl out to the place and you say, get up and fix it up. Some children, we hardly see them these days. Good evening, mommy. And I'm gone in the room and I'm locked down on the device all this time. And if you are not strong, they are on the device all the wee hours the next morning. They can barely wake up to go to school. So great opportunities for this digital age, but there are challenges. And we're going to talk about what some of these are, and how we can, help to manage our children's access and help them to use it positively, or to borrow from Heineken, access internet and devices responsibly. Yes? I thought the digital world includes social media, online gaming, and AI tools. All these are wonderful things. Who liked writing letters back in the day? Going to the post office, sending it off. You did? That's awesome. Post office was far from home. So, collecting letters or even writing. It was tedious though, right? And when you wanted to speak to some family member, that's 1 week to just have the first line of conversation. Hello, how are you? And they take time to get to where it's going, and they take their time and they're right back. And then you have to wait, go to sorting. Then oh my God. So that's a double trip that day. Or you do it twice in a week because you take the slip home and you get it signed. If it's gonna be late, you're gonna wait till the next day. You're gonna do that trek after school to get the letter and then go home, right? So social media now has just cut down all of that. Now it's just WhatsApp. Along with school, WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger, right? FaceTime. Mom, you're happy, man. I have students, they call me a dinosaur. Because what do I have? Facebook and WhatsApp. Well, we all have WhatsApp, but I'm not on IG. And I don't do Twitter, right? And TikTok, right? So, Miss, say you make a video. Like, for what? Miss, you're not on TikTok. Miss, what's your handle? I'm like, right? So, but it's there, and communication is that much easier. What's great about it too, when I am at school, because I can't separate from being the educator, and a child really getting out of hand now, I don't have to depend on my word of mouth communication of relaying of that incident. I record, and sometimes I record in real time. So as soon as it's done recording, it's sent. So now, mommy don't want to come to hear two sides of the story, because mommy already have the full story, right? So social media is great. For us, we are going to look for the positive. For our children though, social media is not always awesome. What do you do when you see a child suddenly change, not talking, not being who they were, and you go down to school and they say, there's nothing happening, this child is fine, there was no argument, there was no incident. Guidance also don't know what to tell you because there was nothing involving your child and everybody, we're all noticing something wrong. So we're looking at the dark side of technology now and the social media thing because gone are the days when you know the child who is picking on your child. You know them, you know where they live, you know where their parents live, and it's a matter of a conversation, yeah? But what happens when it becomes anonymous? What happens when it moves out of a community? What happens when it's strangers who don't even know your child saying all manner of things to your child about themselves, breaking them? How do you deal with that? And it may be that you never find out. I'm talking about cyberbullying. And so, we may not know it all on the social media, but we can teach our children responsible behaviors because cyberbullying don't just happen just so. There must have been a picture or a video that, somebody felt the need to be critical of, and then it becomes hypercritical, and then the words just keep coming, right? So we know, even if we don't know how to navigate fully, the onus is on us to warn our children of the dangers. And you can make yourself aware of the dangers. Again, it's right there, uploaded somewhere. There's some psychologist, some parent, somebody who would have said, hey, my child had suffered from this. And there was another person who would have said, these are some of the things you can do. Parenting in the digital age, we can't sit back and not become a part of it. We have to get to where they are to speak the language that they are speaking. You have to learn the lingo, or else you're going to be left behind, and communication with your child now is strained because it's simply, they love to tell you just don't understand. You just don't understand. And if you don't get to the place where you make yourself understand, they'll be speaking the truth. And when it becomes very obvious, it puts you in a place where you cannot be their champion. You cannot be that help that they need because you don't understand these struggles. You don't know what's happening over here. All right? So, as parents, get involved. You don't have to know everything about it. Have them teach you. Make learning how to interact in the digital age a bonding type session with your child. I don't know how to do some things. Somebody say, I'm dropping something off. Can you, what's the thing with the location? Where you send, what you call it? Pin, live location. Please forgive me, I'm learning that now, right? This live location thing. So, I get this young man very exasperated with me. Mommy, you still can't do live location yet? I'm like, directions work still. And we take the phone and he sends the live location, and within minutes, the person is arriving with the delivery. But he knows, and so he takes the time out. So a random day, all right, come mommy. And since I'm willing to learn, I will be learning, right? So you can take this kind of approach, and while they are teaching you, while you're learning, you can be critical of the process. As parents, you are seeing and thinking way ahead of all that is happening. And so as they teach and you communicate and you bond in this type of communication, learning about operating in the digital age, you begin to learn your role. Now, how do I fit into this? How can I assert, my authority as a parent in this situation. And as they teach you, you learn. And as you fit more into the picture, you find that you can exert greater influence over your children. So, there is online gaming. Does anybody in here have a child who wants to be a professional gamer? It is now a viable career. Yes, I hear children talking about it. Maybe they don't get the courage yet to say I want to be an online gamer, but it's happening. And it comes out of some of our, well, I don't want to be biased because young women are doing it too. Spending hours. Anybody here know what? Raise your hand if you know what PUBG is. Okay. Free Fire? Okay. Call of Duty. Alright, so some of us we need, well, I guess, are we girl parents? Oh, because trust me, man, if you have a nephew or a boy around you have to hear about one of these. Roblox. Alright, the older children, high school children would tell you that is so yesterday. Do you know who's playing Roblox in my house? My 8-year-old. And so I peek and I look and I see that Roblox is about obstacle courses. Oh wait, I guess I haven't seen that one. But she builds stuff and breaks stuff. I think she does Minecraft too, right? So I'm looking over there and I'm okay. I like the challenge, the obstacle course, the challenges. And why? As a teacher, I see that, okay, this is the perfect opportunity for my child to develop critical thinking. So I don't knock it. I allow her to learn, and she don't get it right, and she don't get it right until she figures out a way that she needs to get it right. All right, I said, okay, Roblox is fine. It is workable, right? And I'm very critical of the Call of Duty. Because when the earphones are not in, you hear the war zone in your house, right? And if you have a child who like the loudness, you probably hear it over the speakers because the room will set up boxes and stuff. I don't particularly like the shooting and stuff because you know where we're living in, they're getting younger and younger and younger and younger with the guns. So I'm not for it. But it's there, and our children want to be playing these games. And as I speak, I want to go over my game section in my phone. So boring me, I'll be playing Block Blast. And that's my game, right? And when I scroll down now, I see Call of Duty, Chess, Call of Duty Warzone, Critical Apps, Drive Zone, Geometry Dash, and all of these wonderful stuff. Then I see Tom Friends and Toka World. So the two kids, they take over the phone, you know why? How many of you get a new phone from abroad and you find that you barely can touch it? You get the latest phone and it's no longer yours because they know about specs. And they're looking at the specs and see what your phone can do, and pretty soon they want a new one because their phone can't manage the new versions of certain apps that they have. Those are the kind of things that is happening. And so when we get involved and learn about these things, some games are not bad. The developer developed it to engage persons, and when we look at it, we can see that they are engaged critically, and so we can allow them to, within boundaries, because we have to monitor these things. We have to, right? And then there are AI tools, wonderful, wonderful things in this digital age. So now you don't, when they used to say, Mommy, can you read this essay for me? Because I don't know if it's that grade, and you have to sit down and you have to remember now, what did my English teacher say? And it has to be long ago because now you have a child in high school, and you're like, you start psych yourself up because the essay is coming and you have to now be helpful because they ask you for help. Now AI tools are a great help. They can check to see that it's okay, and some of our more advanced kids who like to work smarter and not harder, they'll just get the AI to do it for them. Right? That's where we're at. And while AI is good, again, parents, we have to teach them to do things responsibly. Once they go to university, I don't know if high school teachers are doing it yet, they check to see if you stolen somebody's work. Now we know that AI learns from other people. What they give you is what they got from others. So the information was input by someone and they felt that it fit this scenario, and so it's shared. What that means, if you get a total AI paper and somebody take it and give it to another AI and tell them to check it to see if it come from somebody else, that AI is going to send a report to say, all right, 83% of this work belongs to somebody else. Now, who would like to be at home and hear that your child gets 0 or fail a course because they plagiarized? So while they are using it for help, we have to step in and help them to help themselves so that they can be responsible. In this day and age, really, our most important task is to help our child to become responsible using technology. There's no stopping it. It is going and it's growing and there's more to come. Maybe when they are at our age, there's a robot in the house, maybe cooking or cleaning. Right? So this is where it's headed. But for us, our major responsibility is to help them to be responsible. So consider, what positive impacts do you see from technology in children's life? I'm throwing this out to you. What are some of the positive impacts you see of technology in your children's life? You can raise your hand and share the answer with us all. Thank you, Mommy. Information. Go ahead. Helps with reading. Correct, go ahead. Relaxation at times. Yes, Mommy. It's less time consuming. Who remember the days when you have to get fear to go to the library and then you have to estimate that, all right? Based on, you have to know what the project is. So you can estimate that maybe this project is going to take 3 hours. So they leave home at 9, get to the library 9:30. All right, they're gonna leave about 12:30, so they should be back home by 1. No, you don't have to worry about all of that. Oh my God. When the book tear out, or that volume that would have had that chapter is not in the library, and all kinds of things, and then they'd have to sit and write it out. Thank God for printers and photocopiers. All right, and when you have these things now in your home, you can sit down and help. Let me tell you, parents, in this digital age, our children can be so much more independent in learning and completing tasks. Let me tell you, get involved. Whatever they're researching, sit with them. And if they finish research, have them talk to you. I see a hand raised. Awesome. Safety, security. You can track your child from their location, from school to home, from home to school. The minute there's a deviation, you should get a notification to say, hey, this is not what is normal. And then you can make a phone call because you know somebody on that road. Can you check to see what is happening to John? I noticed that he's changed location at this point. Is there something wrong? Was his stove? What was his phone stolen? What happened? It's so easy now to get help too. So it's great for us in this age. There's so much more we can do in terms of monitoring and keeping track of our children. Those are the positives. Now let us consider some of the negatives. I spoke shortly about cyberbullying, but there's something that we haven't mentioned yet: addiction. We used to think about addiction like addiction to smoking and drinking. Those were addictions that we would think about. So when we hear the word addiction, it must be drugs or it must be alcohol. The end. But now, there's so much that is being shared on the internet, so much more out there with technology that keeps their minds so engaged and so locked onto it that they leave real life most of the time. They will get hungry. They will not leave that. They will need food, right? But after eating, they just want to get back to that. There's the game, and then there's the kind of things that they watch. If you know what the word anime is, raise your hand. Yeah, anime is the next big thing. This is what boys spend a lot. Let me not be discriminative, because girls too. I've met quite a few, and they have, these really wonderful, discussion, in-depth discussion with the boys about their character and the plots and all these things, anime. And it can be quite addictive, because when you have episodes of over 1,000 episodes, what was it? There's one that have over 1,000 episodes, and it's been running for, I think, 20 years or so. Not Avatar. Naruto has been around for a while too, and Dragon Ball Z, and those. So anime is a big addiction for our children. But then there is another one, and it starts with the letter P, 4 letters, that we hope our children never get addicted to, because it leads to all sorts of things. And it's the kind of thing that makes you want to check their phone every day. Anybody can tell me what that is? Miss PUBG's 4 letters, I like it. That's so innocent. Thank you. It's porn. Gone are the days where it was in a book, and whoever at home was using the book would put it up high or hide it very deep somewhere. It was not within their sight. It would have taken a very inquisitive and highly investigative child to find it. But now, as I said, when you search after page 3, God knows what you are going to see. Alright? And it's there. And the sites are there. And it is discussed at school. It is discussed at school. I remember one year I had grade 11 chemistry, and we were revising in the holiday. So there's this little boy, brilliant boy, top student from grade 7 to 11. And we were there, and he carries his laptop to school, and I'm like, you're working so hard. You have your laptop every day, you're working on your SBA. That's me, in my innocence. Only to see another child raise their hand and, Miss, I said, yes. Miss, you don't know when your laptop come to school for? I'm like, didn't I just say it? No, miss, you want to see man that you miss every day, I peer pouring him a download. If not downloading movies, I would have understood. That's what he spends the day doing. So you have to see when the download speed fast and move to a different location so the download speed can increase and all of that. And then, true, me kind of want to think the young man is not being very truthful. I said to the young man who brought the laptop, I said, is this true? You know, leave it, let them pull up, and then had a little talk with him later on. But yeah, it's a big deal. Now, remember what I said about this young man, top student from grade 7 to 11. Every prize given, he's picking up the most gold medals for subjects. And when they did the average of all his performance, he got the highest score. But here he is now at grade 11, falling off a little bit, but I thought it was COVID, you know, because a big fallout with COVID. So I thought it was COVID, but then he's back with his laptop. But he's not falling off because of the learning loss, because he's an independent learner. But now independently he wants to learn about porn. Right? It's a big addiction. It's a big addiction. So while I don't know, none of them is good. Right? And that takes their mind away because what they watch sets certain chemicals in their bodies raging. So they can't keep still. They have to continue watch to have that little fix. But it's leading somewhere. So we have to be careful and monitor our children. We have to be inquisitive sometimes. There are times when I'm like, come here, give me a phone. Up now, mommy. Somebody doesn't check. And he gives me the phone. And some of us may not know where to look. Find search history. So you go on Google, you click the 3 little dots. You know, Google Chrome, you click the 3 little dots. And you scroll down where it says history. And you scroll back as far as you want to scroll until you're satisfied. And some page you see the name look funny, you click on laptop. And look, you have to check. You have to be vigilant and know what's happening, what they are reading. Because sometimes on the surface they appear so innocent same way. So innocent. Trust me, all was good and jolly in my house. And the search never so rigorous till one day I'm on my computer, and since my Google account is logged into everything in the house, I'm in history searching for something that I closed accidentally and come across something named Rule 34. Yeah, Rule 34. Apparently Rule 34 is like a parody on everything. So everything that is normal and okay for people to watch is construed in a very pornographic manner. That was Rule 34. Talk about a rude awakening. But I'm happy that I'm the kind of parent that is going to check. So I see games playing, I want to know what it's about. And my account is still logged into all the devices in the house. And if they have their own device, log into, because may I check your search history too. Alright? We have to be vigilant, because while our children may not be going through bullying, there is also incidences of addiction that can occur. I think Alright, so I'm going to try to wrap this up quickly. Alright, so impact of technology on our children. We have positive impacts such as learning, creativity, and social connections, right? So they have all these connections. So their best friend move away, they don't have to worry. They still stay in contact. There's creativity. There's so much our children can do, you know, in terms of making new things. For example, thinking about making videos. Some of them follow the regular trend to make content. But if you look closely, and your child is somebody who is like creative, and they like to make stories and share these things, you watch them and they create their own unique content to post. It brings out creativity in our children. There are websites that now You know, the school, I guess the school probably won't have to worry about getting somebody to make a flyer. Just put out a post somewhere. You want a flyer. There's at least 20 students in this big school. I'm being very conservative. Who can make it? If you're at home and you want to design, say, a program, something, and even if your child doesn't know, you'll be surprised that within half a day, they can produce something for you to look at. All this creativity that's inside them, the technology can allow them to bring it out. So that's great. Learning is always a great plus for technology because they have access. Negative is cyberbullying, addiction, and privacy concerns. Let me see your hand if you know for sure you're locked out of the phone. Ah, that's awesome. So we all have access to our children's devices. That is awesome, because I know some children, it's like almost like they want to put a code on every app. And they will tell you, Miss, my mother can't get on my phone. And I hit back, well, I can search my son's phone anytime. Right? So there are privacy concerns. You want to really know what's happening with your child and not just what they want to share. And when they will tell you something verbally, you can always check. Make sure you check. We can lose our children through this technology. It's great, but there are so many cracks and loopholes that we can lose our children through. Remember, your greatest responsibility is to ensure that they are using this thing responsibly. Whatever you need to do, ensure that you are doing that. AI is a two-edged sword. AI can be a friend, it can be an enemy, right? So it transforms education and daily tasks. However, think about misinformation. What about some of the ethical concerns? I spoke about plagiarism, but persons are writing programs, and programs literally are AIs. And they're writing programs that can lift your entire information from certain sites that you put it on. So you hear people talk about, they will say NCB is thieving them money. It's not NCB. Somebody wrote a program that was able to retrieve their information and allow them to use it online, even to the point where they can transfer the money out and put somewhere else. Somebody wrote a program, somebody created an AI that could do that. And they exist. And this is something you also want your child to be aware of. I don't know how many of you saw the article about, with a young lady posing like this. And there was some guy in the dark room that captured her fingerprint from this pose. Fingerprints exposed, and they took the fingerprint and created an identity. Maybe they'll go and commit some crime. But however, the next time her fingerprint went into a system, it's going to be flagged. And within seconds, police go find her. And it's just this imposing, hi, right? And so now they're telling you to be careful of how information about you goes. Pretty soon we probably have to just close the eyes in our pictures too. Because they have the phones where it locks. I thought my phone was being opened by face recognition. So my son kindly explained to me this week, Mommy, it's not your face. It's a retinal scan in the phone. So here I was stumped. Because your face, I'm doing all this grimace, but the phone still open when my daughter holds it up. So I'm like, this phone not good? How come I make my face and it's still at work? And so I was like, no, he just quickly disabused me of the fact it's not your face, it's the retina, right? So we really have to be careful because an AI, remember, it's a program that somebody wrote to perform a function. It may be good, or it may be bad. so be careful. Common cyber threats. They include phishing scams, and phishing is that they just steal your information. So they create sites, and some of us like to shop online, and then we go shop at one store, but then the bank sends you a statement that shows that you shopped on sites that you did not even know existed. Right? So you have to be careful. I talk to your children too. I remember one day my daughter at 5, "Mommy, where's your credit card?" "What? Where's your credit card?" "Why?" There's this new level in Toka Boca that she wants to purchase. Yeah? Now what if your child didn't bother ask you, they just borrowed a little bit? "Mommy, it's not much, it's just $2 US. It's barely $300, it's not even $500. Right? But while you are not going to be too concerned about the amount of money, but they must also be aware, like they're not quite sure where they're putting your information. Right? Virus just steals everything off your device and wipe it off. So persons, if you think virus just wipe things off your device, it's not just that. It steals and then wipes. So take all of it and then leave you without anything. Right? Having to recreate a whole lot of things. Have you ever known anyone who experienced cyber threat? Well, maybe not. It's very common in big companies. So what they do, they get hackers to hack into accounts, and then they retrieve this information to be later used as a bargaining chip. They hold it for ransom. Now, again, let's go back to the kind of things that our children record. Some things they record that they would never ever want us to see. Like our little young girls, like them feeling them cuteness. They want to take certain pictures and keep it in their devices. And it's on the cloud, so it's fine. No, it's not. It's in the World Wide Web. It is never fine. Right? So we have to talk to them, not just young ladies, young men. Talk to our children about, safety and security, how to stay safe online. Now, if you have to create an account, encourage them to use strong passwords and use two-factor authentication. So, for example, if my son is logging into his account at school, he signs in on my phone, and because he's logging into something new, I get a message on my phone. Javier is trying to log in. Is this you? I can call him. I'm like, are you trying to log in into your account? If he says yes, I can click yes. That's me. But there's a two-factor authentication, so nobody just goes in. Right? And it's good for you too, so if you're not doing it, try to have that in place where you can confirm that for sure it is you. Be cautious with emails and links. You don't have to open everything. Also let them know that. And communication. Encourage honest communication about online activities. It's not everything is not about a beating and a punishment. First, try to understand, because when they know that you understand, they listen. If you don't understand, you can't tell them anything. So open the communication and let it be honest conversation so that they can give you information and you can give a feedback that they will receive from you. Practice listening with empathy. Be kind, caring. Listen because you really want to hear. They will know if you just look for something to meet them for. Something you just look for something in our they must say. And they will know that you're really trying to get somewhere to be helpful to them. So be empathetic as you listen to what they want to share. Set clear boundaries. They can't have the device 24/7. There are concerns for health, for radiation. So they can't drop asleep on the phone under their ears or the new earbuds. Set boundaries. There comes a time when they have to get off the devices. Spend some time out the door, up and down. Do something physical for a change, right? In the US they call it screen time limits. Set those for your child. If you know that you have a child where you have to take the device, well, you have a discussion, all right? I know you have assignments, you want to talk to your friends, but by 10 p.m., I'm going to take the device. So just report, check in at 10, you collect. If you know your child is not going to put the device down at that, right? Because you're helping them. And consistently enforce the rules, all right? I won't tell you to do the checking and the search history search on a regular basis, because our children are so smart children that they are well prepared for that. By the time you want to check search history, it is deleted, right? And if we don't know how to retrieve that, then we would have missed some important information that we needed to know. Stay up to date on technology trends and tools. And it don't mean you have to be au fait with it, but you can go do a search. Do a search on YouTube. What's the latest in technology? AI understands what you're asking. And you can be specific as it relates to teenage spending time on the internet. And you will be informed. So you know, all right, what are new dangers that have arisen, and new things that can help your child to learn better. Stay up to date on what is happening. And utilize parental control software. Let me see the hands of you if you have a parental control software on your device. I see not a lot of us do. But try to have that. It's not just to monitor, it also, as Mommy says, it allows you to be able to locate devices. So while you could do the location thing, once there's some parental control software that allows you to do that, as long as you're connected to the child's account. Lead by example. You can't tell the child that they need to get off the phone and at midnight the family can hear you tear down the room with laughter because something sweet you on TikTok or Facebook. It can't be. If we're expecting them to be off and to have strict screen times, then we are going to have to hold ourselves to the very same things. There comes a time where if I put my phone down, if it rings or somebody calling them, don't bring it to me. Because they know that this is it for me, I'm full. I'm done. Right? So when I say, all right, it's that time, I see them traipsing into the room and they put on the device. My kids, my 8-year-old, I will go around our room before I fixed it. And she's underneath the cover. Good night, Mommy. She's under the cover. And the device turned way down low, and she's watching or playing game. That's all right. Bring them in. I'll keep them. And even so, best believe when I drop asleep, if you sleep or wake and feel like she wants it, it's better lay in a place that she can't reach it. Right? So you know your child, you know what you need to do. You set the example and ensure that the rules that you set in place are followed. Digital literacy. Make sure you're digitally literate. It makes no sense that we're in a digital era and you're not digitally literate. Spend some time to learn. I remember I taught my dad how to use the email and how to start a meeting on Google Meet, and he was so fascinated, and he was learning all of this after he turned 60. But he wasn't going to be in Jamaica anymore, and I thought that, he needed to learn this. He needed to have certain avenues of communication, certain skills. And so I taught him, right? And he was very interested in learning how to communicate with me. So I woke up one morning, Daddy didn't send me a WhatsApp, so he sent me an email. Hi, Anna, how are you doing? I'm like, oh, Daddy's there. And I was just this year, right? So digital literacy, ensure that you are literate in this day and age. You can't be left in the loop, you'll be left way behind. Encourage healthy online habits, and we can't stress that enough. Must be encouraged. And that is going to be, I think, the heaviest work that you will have on you. Healthy online habits. Alright? And there are, you're in WhatsApp groups here, right? And I believe if you share something that is beneficial to all parents, the teacher won't bash it too much, right? Right? So if you come across something that you think could be helpful, maybe you need to ask permission from the class teacher if you could share it with other parents. But create a community among yourselves. Create a community, because there may be something happening with your child that mommy's child over here know, and because you have a community created, mommy over here can call you and say, this is happening, I'm not sure if your child has mentioned it, and then you're going to use wisdom to address the situation to help your child. Create a community, because no one parent in here is going to know it all, but if you help each other, you'll be in the best possible position to help your child. So, all of what was said, be responsible as parents in this digital age. Don't just leave it up to chance and pray. If you're not monitoring your child, then, being responsible and, for your child as a parent of a child in this digital age, don't pray. God help those who help themselves. You need to be active, because if you're not actively trying to help your child, what is going to happen? The Bible says faith without work is dead. So with all the faith that you can have that God will help your child, you must be doing something too. Alright? Engage in ongoing learning and collaborate with others. As I say, create your community, create your parent community, so that as parents in this digital age, you can help each other and you can be of the very best help to your child. Yeah. So these are my few words.
Thank you. We want to thank Mrs. Kaden White Garibaldi for her presentation on parenting in the digital age. To add, parenting responsibly, in the digital age. She shared with us some positives, also some negatives, as it relates to social media. And she left you with some very valuable tips, tips on how you can parent responsibly in the digital age. I believe that technology has been one of our greatest inventions, but I also believe it's one of our worst, based on our use of it, the use of technology. Right, can be one of our worst inventions. Are there any questions before we proceed? Do you have any questions for Mrs. Garibaldi before we move on? It was quite comprehensive, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Yes, it was, and very clear and so on. So just put your hands together for her another time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and thank you for listening so attentively. I don't know if Heart Trust is here, representative. All right, are you ready, sir? I have here a giveaway from Heart, a promotion. Are you coming? You're not ready. All right, so Heart is not ready with the giveaways. All right, without further ado, we have another presentation, and we want to now invite Mrs. Tiffany Vassar Hamilton. She is a psychologist, and she is going to be presenting on mental health matters, supporting at-risk children. So put your hands together for her as she comes.
Alright, for safekeeping, I think Alright, good afternoon everyone. Or it's morning still. Good morning everyone. And how are you feeling? It still not sound so good. How are you feeling? Now, I know that we're sitting for a while, so I'm going to ask you to stand. And I know parents don't like stand up, but I'm going to ask you to stand. And do you have a neighbor? So gravitate to a neighbor. And I want you to hug that neighbor and tell them how well they're looking. And I want you to say something nice to that neighbor. Right? Whisper something nice in that neighbor's ears. I see some people dancing down there, and tell them you'll be okay. Alright, you can sit down. Alright, so I was asked to speak on 2 different topics today, and I'm going to try to make it a little bit tight because I'm late for another presentation. So don't, if I see me go through, don't feel like I'm rushing to the presentation, is that I'm actually late to go to Mandeville. Right? But we're going to get through it today. So what is mental health? If you were supposed to define mental health, what would it be? What was that? Behavior? Anybody else? Emotions? Very good. What else? Not functioning. And notice every time I ask someone to tell me about mental health, it's always negative, you know. It's always a negative. And healthcare as well. But when we talk about mental health, we talk about the state of your mind, your body, and your spirit, right? It talks about your well-being as an individual, right? So whether you are able to be comfortable in your social setting, right? Whether you're able to manage your relationships, manage your stress level, that is your mental health, right? So it not only speaks about the mind, but what? It speaks about all aspects of you. And I'll give you an example. Have you ever noticed that if you are sick, mentally you're not there, right? You don't want to talk to nobody sometimes. You don't want the children come bother you, all those good things, right? And you ever notice that when mentally you're not okay, what will happen to you? You're stressed, and what happens to your body? You get sick, some people get a cold and so forth. So it's a holistic process. And can I tell you, on many days we're not mentally okay. So stop thinking that when we talk about mental health, we only speak about the schizophrenia and the bipolar and the other adjustment issues and all those different things. It's as simple as just saying, I'm stressed out today. That means your mental health is not necessarily where it should be, right? And every single day, everyone in here goes through something stressful. Best believe it. There are 2 types of stress: positive stress and negative stress. We call it distress, that's what we call it, which is stress out. And we call it eustress, which is positive stress, that motivates us to get things done. We go through stress every single day. Alright, so how does it affect you? It affects your emotional health, your relationship, your physical health, and I already described that to you, right? So when your mental health is not okay, it affects your relationships and so forth. So a little stats. It is said that 1 in 5 adults experience mental health issues annually. You know, sometimes we don't want to admit it, when we go through these issues, but it happens, right? Suicide, they say, is one of the leading causes of death, especially in the age of 15 to 29 years old. And best believe it's males. Mostly males. Because sometimes we make, and this is something, I think I've said this to parents before, it's on a presentation last year, is that this starts from baby stage. You tell your boys not to cry, you tell them to shut up. You're man, you're book, no for God, foolishness. That is why you get the men you get, and your young men treat women like that. That's right. Because you stifle them emotionally. You don't have them express how they feel. And so they suck it up, they shut them out, and sometimes the methods they use cause their death. Understand what I'm trying to say? Stop telling your children not to express their emotions. And I'm also going to tell you, do not stifle your emotions. Doesn't help you at all. Alright? And then burnout for our teachers here and those of you in the working world, right, which most of you would be. Burnout affects about 77% of persons. You understand? You're tired. The people at my work are stress you. They work too much. And what else? At home are stress. Oh, right? The boyfriend, the husband, what is stressing you? Right? Or so, I would say, so you think. Because if we look at our personality and how we deal with stress and cope with it, that affects it, you know. I always say to people, you know, you angers you, controls you. Sometimes we make people stress us out. We cause it on ourselves, right? Alright, let me see if I can just put this in slideshow, which should be very easy for me. Alright. So stress is affecting mental health. What would you say is affecting your mental health before I go into that? What's affecting your mental health currently? If you feel okay to just share. Menopause. Thanks for sharing. What else? Cost of living. Ain't it hitting us hard? Huh? Children, we're not going to stop being the people there. Stop. Hey, I am defending them today, you know. Go ahead. Oh, it's when you're a single parent and you don't really have the help from the other parent, which can cause the stress. Not the children, not the stressing, you know. Managing the children. Yes. I don't want us to blame children because children will explore. They're going to be kids. You were at their stage at one point in your life. And God bless the trouble and where your mother and your father. Some of us are worse than what the trouble our parents give to their parents. Right? They're meant to learn. They're meant to make mistakes. They will make mistakes. What it is, and I remember them talk about authoritative parents. And I think I said this before, you know. The outcome of your child is dependent on you and their environment. You understand me? And I'll talk a little bit more about that when we go into looking at at-risk youth, right? So we have work or school, deadlines for examination, workloads, financial struggles, rising cost of living. Some of you pick up some debts on yourself that you have to be borrowing to cover one and the other and the other and the other. Some of us don't live in our means, right? We have social expectations, maintaining a perfect image on social media. Some of you have to buy the latest wigs and the latest shoes to post on social media, right? Putting in your pocket in a little strain that can cause some stress too. And Mary Lou down the road have this you wanted to. That listen to me, adults red light too, you know. Not only children, you know, best believe it, right? And so you put yourself in unnecessary stress to make social media see you as what you are not. And people all over the world do it. Sometimes they put on these filters and so forth, and to live up to this particular standard, we will go and put ourselves in these stressful situations, right? And then people, I I know some of you will say the people stress you out. Right? Remember, your reaction depends on you. I always say that it depends on you. No matter how somebody provoke you, it is your reaction or how you feel about it, how you process it, that makes you behave the way you behave and take it on the way you take it on. Alright, so what do you do when you are feeling overwhelmed? Cry? That's sing and play music. Stop and take a minute to relax. What else? Talk about it. That is good. What else? Play games. Alright, the digital people talking now. Right? The block blasters and so forth. Right? So we have men eating. That one is no good, missus. That one is no good. So remember, we have to eat in a certain proportion, right? So we have to get our portions right. So let's look at some coping skills that can help us through situations that may arise. 1, write about your thoughts. Express your thoughts. Male clients, the task of journaling, they don't like it, right? But I want everybody to get in the habit of writing. And if you have a laptop and so forth, you can protect your file. You can create a journal even on your device where you can encrypt it. But if you want, you can also write and burn it just to release the emotion. We call it catharsis, right? Then talk it out. Somebody said talk about it earlier. I will say though, be careful of who you tell things. And also be careful of what you say. Because if you don't want to hear it back, keep it to yourself. Or go down by the health center, you can find me or another psychologist down there. Right? That we can't tell in business. Because listen, at the end of the day, I can be your best friend, but you are not my friend. So I'm not going to come here and like say, okay, go and tell your sister, go tell your auntie and everything, you have all your problems and stuff like that. If it's not someone that you know for sure is a confidential person, then it's going to be additional stress on you. Because when they go down the road, they're going to hear your business. Alright? Next, we look at physical coping. Who exercises? Who exercises here? Some hand use soap, some sauce. You know, so they want to go soap because they walk home. Right? You are expected to at least do 30 minutes per day. How many of us do 30 minutes per day? But don't want ears when I come up and the taxi go walk down the lane. Include, exclude, we don't want here see a water door go wash. And you have to walk down to the river. And you have to go down to the shop. Do you do your 30 minutes that the government tell you, the Ministry of Health tell you to do? 15 to 30 minutes every day. Right? It's important for us to do it. Some of us have high cholesterol like myself. Right? It's important. Listen, the other day I used to exercise a lot, even up to last year. And I tell you, the amount of weight I put on from last year because every time I exercise, my knee creak. You know, it's getting older, right? And I said to myself, Lord, help me. Because I have to use exercise to manage my weight, manage my cholesterol, and manage some other things. But we have to, in spite of everything, try our best to put in the exercise. Some people can run, some people dance, some people do yoga. It doesn't have to be, you can even walk on the spot. Right? There's a young lady I use on YouTube, Grow with Joe. Right? And it's good if she should help you through the process and she start from beginner stage and you're happily doing the exercise. So those are things you can go on YouTube to tell them to guide you as well. Intentional? Yes, man, we do intentional exercise. Then we want to do relaxation techniques. How many of you do your deep breathing? How many walk, just walk? You know, St. Elizabeth is a beautiful parish. I come from a parish where I see cars and buildings a lot. Right? Kingston. Right? Pure, it's a good thing I come from a place called Stony Hill. Right? So we have vegetation and stuff going on. But as soon as you go into Manor Park area and go straight down, pure buildings and cars and things like that. St. Elizabeth, you have the sea. One of the things when I came here down here 5 years ago, the beauty of just passing the L Center and I see the sea. Right? You guys have that, you know, the vegetation and everything. Take the time to walk. Right? That can also be an exercise moment. Just walk and enjoy nature. Right? We also have what we call guided meditation and so forth that we can use. You ever hear those little activities online where you hear a song playing and then they're telling you little words to do or little things to do with your eyes closed and some calming music? Guided meditation. We also have cognitive coping, right? Or cognitive coping skills. And that can be positive reframing. So you want to turn your challenges into what we call opportunities, right? Some of us only look at the challenge, but we don't sit down and think about the opportunities that can come from a challenge. What can you learn from it? What positive can come out of this, right? Sometimes we sit down and we tell ourselves negative things, right? And put ourselves in a position where we're always down. Then, what are three? Let me ask this. If there are three things you can say that you're grateful for, what would they be? Life, health, family. What was that? Time. Right? Find three things every day that you can say, I am grateful for these three things. Some of us, all we do is push down the mouth and we nose and everything like that. The whole day we face bed up, pretending there's nothing to be grateful for. Right? The mere fact that they even get up in the morning is a blessing from God. Some people get up but they can't even take a step, and you can, but your face is long. Right? So we want to be careful of that. Then time management. Some of the mothers will have these tasks that they think they must finish, and some fathers they must finish in a day. Sometimes we have to break things down into smaller bits to manage our stress level and our mental health. We can't do everything one time. In fact, I don't believe there's anything as multitasking. Your brain actually switches between tasks very quickly, but that is why sometimes when we cook on the sun, you burn up on the stove. Because when you think with the task. Right? You feel like, okay, I can go and mop the floor, I can do this and that, and you forget that there's something else going on. Try to handle tasks at a time. Yes, time is short, but try your best. Right? Also, children can do things too, you know. Right? You can't tell them a lot of us have machines and stuff nowadays. Ask them to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and everybody up. You help me do this, you help me do that, you throw the clothes in the machine. But then we take all the tasks on ourselves. Try to balance yourself out to manage your mental health. Alright, so let's look at some self-care tips that I will give to you today. I would have mentioned some of them already, but let's go. Practice quality sleep. Some of them are now going to bed. I'm glad Miss over here mentioned it, right? Some are going to stay up on the TikTok. I'm so surprised that some 60-year-old men on TikTok. I too am only on Facebook and WhatsApp. I don't have the time for social media, right? But I see some ads, some big, even some my grandmother on TikTok. I'm like, who you know about TikTok? You understand me? These 80-odd-year-old people on TikTok and Instagram and those things, they have the time. But do you know that we're not supposed to be on social media for more than 2 hours per day? That's a fact. It is the truth. If you notice that since the emergence of social media, we don't interact much anymore. Instead of going to meet your friend and sitting down in the park or going to KFC or somewhere, what you do, you call them on the phone, you FaceTime them, you WhatsApp them. Right? The bonds we usually have, we don't have it anymore. The dinner table changed, right? I'm surprised I see phones at the dinner table and parents are there and children are on their phone. No family time. And in fact, you see parents, I point my finger all on them. Give the children a tablet And what you do, you run them when you can't bother with them, you want to run them, you want to stress me out and run them, go up on them tablets and them phone. Which brings about the problem that our dear presenter spoke about earlier. Because you don't want to parent. Be careful of those little things, right? So get your quality sleep, go to your bed at night time, get at least 7 hours or 8 hours of sleep. That is the requirement, all right? Then eat balanced meals. Some of us, when we're eating a meal, the right more than the rice, more than the chicken and the vegetable. Nearly half the plate of rice, one leg, and one little cucumber hanging by a thread. Cannot be healthy. And when you get these other comorbidities, like the diabetes and so forth, you wonder where you get it from. Where did it come from? Your eating habits. Stop. I don't believe in this thing. It runs in the family. Run what? You run into it. Not because your parents had it means you have to have it. You understand me? If you act properly, some people are born with certain things, can't control that. But for me, my parents have cholesterol issues, and I could say to myself that, okay, it was, it's because it's a generational thing. Wish that the doctors would have passed it over. I took accountability for it. Right? But I love lasagna. I love the cheese and the stuff like that, and that caused the problem to be amplified. Take accountability for your own actions. Right? So eat properly. Then I spoke to you about digital detox, and I spoke to you about taking away yourself from social media. There's something else now, people. Before social media, you used to have some big old fridge phone you couldn't go on the internet with. What do you do with your time? But what? What's that? You do your garden, you play games, you do things, find the time. Hopscotch, I grew up playing dandy shandy and skipping and I use leave for paper money. I'm not that old. Right? I used to leave the paper money for league, and my brother and my cousins would be outside cooking. Right? We don't have that no more, and parents don't encourage that anymore. Yes, that used to be exercise. Those time people, we had flat tummies and stuff like that. We sit down on the phone and eat while playing on the phone and don't even move. Right? Then I spoke about this. Schedule personal relaxation time, and also please people, groom yourself. This is a part of self-care and mental health. If you notice that the people who don't groom their health and groom themselves, you have an eye-raising moment. Right? Take care of yourself, wash your hair, put a little roll on, smell a little sweet. Some of you might smile, but I'm serious. Some adults don't take care of themselves and put on a little roll on and things like that. Bathe. Don't wipe up, bathe, no matter how cold it is today, bathe. Yeah, put on a little lip balm, comb up your hair and nice up yourself. You will feel better about yourself. You know how good I feel when somebody say, everybody still call me Miss Bassett. Miss Bassett, you smell nice today, thank you. It makes you feel better about who you are. It brings out your face. Most of the times I'm in heels and all those different things. And when somebody says, you look nice today, I'm like, thank you. So we have to put ourselves together and groom ourselves that we feel better about ourselves. And nobody can tell me here they don't like compliments. It makes your day better. Then I talk about spending time outdoor. Drink your water. Drink your water, please. Right? Set boundaries. Parents set boundaries. Say no. Learn to say no. And this is not a parenting thing, but an individual thing. Learn to say no. Can't do it? No. Don't put yourself out of the way, because when the pressure lick you, that person may be sitting and cocking them 10 legs at home. And I literally mean 10, because some people, them cock their foot is so high. Right? So you're there going out for them, doing the things to them, and they're sitting down doing nothing. I don't believe in enabling lazy people. Right? Get them. So for me, anybody asks me to do anything, I said, how can I assist you in doing it? Right? Okay. you can buy this online for me. I say, oh, you know I can help you to create an account. Because you're not going to come back to me and ask me to do it. You understand me? You teach people to do things. You do not enable behaviors. You understand? So once you teach them, you can teach others. That's how I look at life. Alright? Declutter your living space. If I ever realize how fresh and nice your house is and how it makes you feel when it's decluttered, right? It is nice and fresh and clean. Try to practice cleaning up, declutter, throw the things that we don't want. Right? My husband man could throw up my shoes, then we're at war about it. Right? But there are some things that we don't need. Get rid of it. Alright? Alright, so there are some exercises that you can practice. Sorry, we don't have the time. But do some deep breathing techniques, you know? And how we do that is we inhale 4 counts, and how we can do this one. So sit in a relaxed position. And we're going to breathe through our nostrils. So you're going to inhale and count to 4. Hold it, but not looking at your bellies. Push them out. Inhale, count to 4. Hold for 4. And release, counting 6. Release through your mouth, not through your nose. There's a reason why we breathe through our nostrils, you know, folks. Because your ear and, you know, the ears are in your nose and catch the breeze and stuff. Some of us want to breathe through our mouth. What blocking the germs? Right? So we're going to go again. Take in the air through our nostrils. Count to 4. Then we want to hold for 4. And release. Counting 6. Through your mouth. So we can practice that with the children giving us trouble. Right? Take a deep breath. Alright? Sometimes we call grounding exercise where we say 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 you can taste. And that's a mindfulness activity that we also use. So I know there are some stigma and discrimination associated with your mental health, right? If you come to the health center and say you have to see the psychologist, we hear it all the time. Not because they're sending you to the psychologist means you have a mental health disorder. But sometimes we need some emotional support. Sometimes there's issues that's going on at home that is somebody you just need to talk to and confide into, to give you, we don't give advice, but to guide you in decision making, right, that you need. There are some persons who do have mental health disorders that don't want to deal with it. Some of us are depressed, right? Some of us have, disorders such as bipolar disorders, and, there are so many others that we don't deal with them, right? Because we don't want the stigma that's attached to it. And I ask of you, whenever you're upset with people, stop telling them bipolar or schizophrenic, name all kind of different things, right? There are criteria we use to diagnose people, so stop it. I know a lot of people, well, you're bipolar. No. How you know the person is bipolar? Not because the mood they're in does not fit you right now, doesn't mean they have a disorder. You understand? Some people say, oh, I'm schizophrenic. I said, which one? There are different types of schizophrenia, so which one? Right? So we have to be mindful of that. So we are afraid of judgment and discrimination, but if you need help, come to the health center or seek someone in the mental health profession. So education, conversations, and supportive language can help us all. Right? So remember everyone that mental health matters to everyone. Practice a coping skill per week so you can walk, you can, talk, go on a date with your friend, right? Do something, you want to do, want to go for a manicure, pedicure, when last time do something like that? What was that? Right? Some of us are including myself sometimes, when I look at the crack on my foot back, I said, Jesus help me. We have to take care of ourselves. You understand? Coping skills can improve resilience and so forth, so practice them. Check in on your mental health regularly. There's nothing wrong with talking to yourself, it's a lie. You talk to yourself every day. Don't you make decisions? You don't have conversations in your mind? Right? I even have open conversations with myself. Right? The problem is when you start seeing people and hearing people tell you things, then we can have a discussion. But it's okay to talk with yourself and make decisions with yourself. That's okay. Alright, so I'm going to run into supporting at-risk youths, and let's define who at-risk youths are. So youths who are exposed to circumstances that basically increase the likelihood of trauma, negative outcomes in school, substance abuse, and legal trouble. So if you know of anybody that has behaviors or in a situation that can lead to these things, then we consider them to be at-risk youth. So I'm going to read some statistics for us. So young males, particularly those under 35, make up a substantial portion of perpetrators and victims of violent crimes. Between 2013 and 2018, they represent 77% of those who were charged with major crimes and 80% of homicide victims. Many of these young men come from economically volatile communities and face barriers such as limited education and employment opportunities. And there's so many other data that I can look on, but I want to mention this one specifically. Did you hear what happened to that young lady a couple of days ago? Heartbreaking. I have not looked at the video. I don't want to support it because it's pornography. It is heartbreaking. And we see how, not that young ladies are not at risk, but I find that our young men are most at risk. What are you doing to help your young boys? Beat them and kill them with lick? Not going to work. Best believe it. What environment are you using to foster, what environment is there to foster growth in them? Right? So we need to consider this as we go through the presentation. And we got that from Dylan and JIS. So, alright, so there's a car blocking the driveway, 0069GH. 0069GH. Alright, so how do we identify at-risk youths? So we look for behavioral indicators such as declining academic performance. So this child usually performs to the highest level and now they're going down to a B, they say a C, and then an E, they say F coming home. Something is going on with that child. Withdrawal or isolation, and aggressive or risky behavior. Those are some of the things we look for in at-risk young people. And I know that some of you can say, okay, I see some of these things in my own child. But I will say to this audience today that children do not misbehave without a reason. Sometimes you see the young girls on the road and you look at them and say, oh, you're promiscuous and so forth. But let me ask you one question. Do you know what happened to them when they were 8 years old? When they were 10 years old? Do you know if somebody molested them or treated them a particular way? Where was the father? Was the mother at home? Were they neglected? What kind of parent does this child have is also another question. So we look at varying factors. We don't just get up and judge young people, because children, if they are grown in a healthy and stable environment, oftentimes don't produce these behaviors. Alright? So, environmental factors that can, facilitate this type of behavior: poverty, family instability or neglect, exposure to violence or trauma. Some of you don't know that your children are seeing you beat your husband or your boyfriend. Some of you don't think that the children notice when you're hitting on your wives or your girlfriends. Right? We have to take those things into consideration. Right? You have the instability of the family. So one day daddy walk out, and the other day, next 10 months, you see him come back. No family discussion as to why. They're left to assume what is going on. And it breaks children when their parents separate. especially the way they separate. A lot of children will say, okay, you know, and they blame themselves for the separation sometimes, even when it's never their fault. Right? So we have to think about that as well. So challenges faced by at-risk youth. So emotional and mental struggles such as anxiety and depression. And I don't want us to ever say that young people don't experience stress. Some of you will say, oh, wait, you're not no stress, you're not to provide for yourself. Of course they have stress. They have boyfriend and girlfriend stress. They have school stress. Right? They're involved in things that they can't talk to you about because some of you are not approachable. They have the peer pressure, they have the online bullying to deal with, and some of your children are online bullies too. They have all these different things. And oftentimes we see, when we look at bullies, we often find that there's something going on in the home environment. Right? Then we have lack of stable role models or mentors. Are you a role model to your child? I really want you to do that introspection. Are you a role model to your child? Because whatever you feed your child is who they are going to be. And I say this all the time. A lot of parents try to beat themselves out of their children. Because who do they emulate? Some of you don't want to take responsibility for that. Then they face peer pressure and susceptibility to substance abuse. You cannot be at your house smoking weed and don't expect your boy or girl to be smoking weed as well. Right? You can't be doing certain things and expect them not to do it. Then, limited access to educational and extracurricular activities or opportunities. Some of us, we need to understand that children, once you have them, are the priority. Not the wigs, not the shoes, not the clothes. Sometimes the money you spend on all these activities can be put in your child joining some swimming class or doing something else that will enhance their future. So it's important for you to understand that education and these other opportunities will benefit them and eventually benefit you. Because even sometimes the little extra money you put in the football, you never know what your child is going to become or who your child is going to become. Invest in your children. So early intervention. So school counseling programs. I noticed that peer counselors were one of them, is here right now. The peer counseling programs. But what other counseling programs are offered at STETHS? Right? Can you invite certain counselors probably once a month to come in and help the students? That can also be done. So we need the school to intervene as well. Then, community outreach and early warning systems. So have something, you can notice that certain behavioral patterns coming up in the community. As community members, speak about it. Encourage the police officers. So you put up a program that can help these young boys and girls to be better persons. Then we have the child guidance clinic by the health centers, right? So we know Junction, Black River, and Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz will be the closest to you guys, right? We can take the child to the child guidance clinic if the child is having behavioral problems. Right? They'll see a clinical psychologist there. So what are you doing as a parent? And I can say even for the school-based intervention, I personally don't believe in suspending children. Right? I don't think it makes any sense. And I'm openly saying this. Right? I think that the children need to be on the compound, even if they're not in class, or you send them to the police station, let them work for a couple of days, or I'm sure you have a garden a farm, you put them farming. I don't believe sending them home to Skylark and do what they please to do and roam the road and do all those things is beneficial to them anyhow. You find things to make them, change their behavior. Right? Find real consequences. Community service. Have them do something to make them basically grow and understand. I believe, as I said, I believe you send them to the police station with them check in and do some hours there. Right? Send them on the back and put them on the farm. That is what we need to cultivate, because send them home to go home and with the weed smoking boys, not helping them. Because a lot of the times they have the peer pressures. And let me tell you something, you see the weed they're smoking, and those things bring out mental health conditions. Sometimes we don't say little thing, that kind of thing, and no. Sometimes we are predisposed to mental health condition, and when you take the drugs, that's what opens the avenue for it, and then it awakens. So you thought that you had this whole normal child and your child going on well and healthy in life, and they start to smoke the weed, and what happened? You start seeing these big changes in the child. Then you see them by the mental health clinic. Please, parents, and if the school send them home, say you can't find something for them up on the compound, can't have them going home to waste time. All right, strategies. Another strategy is mentorship program. So I hope that STETHS will probably implement this. So pairing youth with positive role models. I'm sure there are positive role models in St. Elizabeth that we can use to pair with. So they mentor them, they basically just give them words of advice and make sure they go on the right path. Then regular check-ins and guidance by the school or the councils and so forth. We need those things happening. Then we want skills building. A lot of young people, when they leave school because of poverty and so forth, they don't have the means to go to university, right? I say send them to Heart. You may not be able to afford it right now, the NCU, the UE, and the UCC, and all those places, but send the child to Heart. There must be a skill that they can learn that can start them off, that they can eventually pay their school fees. Don't make them sit down there because they want to be an engineer at the yard. They're not going to do the engineer at home same way. Give them the opportunity to, and I know that's Heart give stipend, right? I hope the Heart person is there. Give a stipend. Send them there, but them learn a skill. There's nothing, and I'm telling you, these companies internationally, they want skilled workers. Their priority, right? They need the plumbers and the carpenters and stuff. I wish I could do those things. We need to stop looking down on jobs, parents. Because if carpenters did not exist, you wouldn't have a house. If mason never exists, you couldn't have a big house. And some people, and I'll tell you this, I think I shared this once before. My mother worked and stuff like that. My father is a jeweler, right? My father works with hands, and the Rolexes and all of those things. We grew up seeing those things because that's what he works on, and the old grandfather clocks. Used to work for like American jewelers and all those different places, right? And my father is more of a practical person. My brother came out the same way, right? He liked the practical things and stuff like that. But from my brother growing up, Calabar was straight up my mother, on him about education, and he just never liked the studying and things like that. And he's just not that type of person. And I remember when he finished Calabar, he was supposed to go to UTEC. She wanted him to go to UTEC. No, I didn't, because he wanted to go to plumbing and all kind of something at Heart, and she against it. No, you're not going to that, right? She said you have to get a degree and you can go do whatever you want, because she wants her son with a backup plan. I remember the first year, after the first year, my brother came home. You know what my brother said to my mother? He said, Mommy, before you even say nothing to me, you get a job at TST. It makes you have a little thing, it starts with yourself. He said, I get my job at TST. And if you're forced to go back, I'm not going back. Give me 1 year. And that boy worked for that 1 year and go back to UTEC because mentally he was not ready. It so happened that just my brother up until sometime, probably March this year, was in his junior accounting position. And one day, the boy just come to me, we were driving past each other, and he said to me, sis, I'm going to leave the job. I said, what do you mean? What happened? My brother got an opportunity to go overseas for 6 months to fix pool and leave his job. Right? He got our full support. And I can tell you that what my brother worked overseas in that 6 months is better than most of our salaries. He does not want to go behind the desk. There are some people who are not meant for the desk work. And parents, we have to understand that. He went there and he had the time of his life fixing pools and being a lifeguard up there because he does not want to be, yes, he's an accountant because he studied to be that. But what his passion was is a tangible things. Encourage your children to be who they want to be because eventually they're going to do it. Best believe it. So encourage them to do the vocational skills and so forth. Then create a safe environment for your children. Sometimes home is not the safe environment. Some of you, the names you call your children, how you speak to them, disgraceful. I've heard people call their children dogs and the B word and the S word and all kind of things, and you think that it's going to be best for them. It is not. When you are frustrated, you kill their self-esteem. So if you call them that, waiting people, why must people on the road call them when you're the one that's supposed to be loving them? And you create these vulnerable children. Because if they're not getting love at home, where they must get it from? They find their peers on the road and wherever that will create these, will show them that, okay, this is what we're supposed to do, or this is what we do. And they take up the bad man business and the weed smoking and the cigarette smoking and they get ball later on. Because it starts at the home. Be mindful of what you call and say to children. When the father not helping out or the mother not helping out, because we have diligent single fathers, you know. Right? You're telling me, oh, you want this like your mother, you want this like your father, this and that. But you know, say today when you want this man. You understand me? We have to be mindful of these things. Then, create youth-friendly spaces, right? So, I know that some churches have their youth forums. Send your children to the churches. If you can play the dancehall music and all kind of foolishness in your house, send them go to church too. Have a balance. I don't believe in the music that is being played in our society today. I think that influences the children into these sexual practices and this bad man thing. Right? So be cautious of what you allow your children to listen to. If you're not going to church, send them go to church. At least they're getting something that will lift them morally. So encourage a sense of acceptance and belonging. Hug your children. When not hug your child. A while ago, that is good. When not you tell your child you love them. A while ago, when you go home in the evening, do you say, how was your day? Right? Instead of, look at the time, I'm 5 o'clock. Some children will tell you that their parents are overbearing. I'm not saying that they should be home on time, but sometimes it takes a conversation. Sit with them, talk to them, show them the risk and those things. Right? Because I'm glad she mentioned it earlier. You are supposed to explain to your people them why they're not supposed to do certain things. You may feel that it's not supposed to be done, and because you grew up in the old school, but how will they know that I'm not supposed to do this? For what reason? You understand me? If I come to you and I say, don't go down the road, they're going to ask me why. Why shouldn't they ask why? They're little people too, you know. Please be mindful of that. So the role of the school and the community, collaboration between school, families, and community organization. You want to provide accessible resources such as mental health services. And I told you guys that you have a clinic. Mental health clinic is at Santa Cruz and Junction and Black River, closest is Santa Cruz. And if you need a child to get some help with behavior, there's child guidance clinic, right? Then you want to hold, the community will hold like little events for them to participate in. So, teach them coping mechanisms and how to handle stress. If you are not handling your stress well, your children are not going to learn how to handle stress well. If you notice that from homes that are regulated and it's positive environment, you have children come out like that, right? So try that. Encourage perseverance and a growth mindset. Allow them to grow. Parents, stop telling your children when they come home with 80%, you couldn't get 100. Stop it. they would have tried. And some of you, never even pass the 20% when you grow. And we know what better for them, We know what better for them, But if the book could be open and the skeleton could have dropped out of the closet and your children see where you're coming from, you're ashamed. Encourage them. So, okay, darling, they get 80, carry them, go get 1 little piece of chicken and KFC. And they say, okay, if you do a little better, I get it 90 next time. Say, this is what you will do. Our children love praise, I love rewards. It don't have to be KFC, it can be okay. I could just go down on the beach this Sunday and buy a little piece of Sprat. It's the little things. Alright? So ensure that you help them with a perseverance mindset. If you put them down, who will bring them up? But even the teacher can help them when you don't put them down. And you tell them to them don't. It is wrong. Right? And I oftentimes encourage parents, whenever your children are doing homework, don't just sit, don't go to them homework, sit with them and learn too. Sit with your child and learn with them. Even if you have to go on YouTube or find information, go sit down and learn too. Because some of our brains were stubborn. The poor teacher trying to get the knowledge and we wouldn't get it. So try and learn as they go. So you can help to explain as well. Alright, coming on to our close. Providing access to counselors and therapists, and I mentioned that. To normalize mental health issues. If your child is having a mental health issue, carry them to see somebody. Don't just sit down and say, boy, go I hear some people say, go sit down and then something there and try not to and probably beat them. Because sometimes you see these behavioral characteristics, you don't even know yourself that's a mental health issue happening, you give them some lick. Right? So we want to be careful of that. We want to recognize the signs of distress and know when to refer to the professional. So, last thing, every youth deserves a chance to succeed. Let's work together to make it happen. So if you know you have an at-risk youth at home, talk to your guidance counselor. The guidance counselors can refer you to the child guidance clinic. Right? If you are having issues, because I know you guys first, practice your coping skills, and if you can't manage, what you're going to do? Find somebody to talk to, whether it's a professional or somebody you can trust. Please. Alright, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you learned even one thing from this presentation.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Miss Stephanie Vassell Hamilton for your presentation. I don't know, but I think the best part of the presentation for me was when she was talking about you. She was talking about you. Because if you're not healthy, your kids will not be healthy. Your family cannot be healthy. Right? Your home cannot be healthy. Right? So taking care of you, I hope whatever she said to you, those are the tips that she gave you about to take care of your mental health, take care of you, self-care. I hope you have really grasped that information. And if you haven't started practicing those, please, when you leave here today, even if it means to go sit down somewhere by yourself and have lunch, treat yourself to lunch. Nobody has to treat you to lunch, right? You leave here, go somewhere, sit down and just be stressed. You have to be healthy for your children, for your kids, and they want you around. Too many students here are losing mothers and fathers. A lot of them are parents, and we don't. And most of the times because of stress. Right? You spend so much time taking care of the children that God has blessed you with. So much time giving into them. But who pours into you? Who gives to you? Who? And so when you're left empty, and so when you're left tired and burned out, what happens? You're still giving. You're still crawling on your knees. And you're still, that's what you do. That's what you do, right? So I'm begging you, as of today, very valuable information was shared this morning. Take care of you. Take care of you, all right? Thank you again. And give Mrs. Hamilton another round of applause. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. We have so much more left for you, parents. I'm seeing so many more persons here. And when we started out, I was saying, the weather, so it's not going to be good. But I'm happy to see that we are filling out the space. And I'm happy to see the fathers. I'm sorry, mothers, but when you see the fathers come out, you have to give special mention. And the grandfather who is also here as well. You have to give special mention to them. So thank you so much for coming and thank you for staying. I know you're hungry. I know you're tired. We're running behind time. We have a break for you. The breaks have been served from, 10:30. It's now 12 o'clock, unfortunately. So persons are coming around with something for you to eat and to refresh yourselves with. So if you need to use the bathroom is right through here. You may go to the bathroom, but we want to go into the next session, right? Because at the end of this, we have you can start serving. Just give the parents. Start serving. Don't wait on me at all. I'm sure they're hungry. They've been here for a while. Thank you so much. So let them eat and refresh themselves. We have the father-son football match, and I'm sure you're going to want to stay here for that. Right? So we will want to get through the next session as quickly as we can, so that we can get into those activities. All right? So we're giving you like a 10 minutes. 10 minutes is okay for you? I don't think you need more than 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes break, and then we're going to start the psychosocial session. So Miss Keisha Senior is going to be your moderator for that session. Thank you so much, parents. Thank you, and all the best. And also parents, Heart Trust is here, and CWJ, is that Cable and Wireless Jamaica? I'm interpreting it to mean that, or I mean something else, I don't know. But CWJ is here and at the back, so you may browse if you like. Thank you.
true. I look to you. I look to you. After all my strength is gone, in you I can be strong. I look to you. I look to you. And when melodies are gone, in you I hear a song. I look to you. About to lose my breath. There's no more fighting left. Sinking to rise no more. Searching for that open door. Every road that I've taken led to my regret. And I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Nothing to do but lift my head. I look to you. I look to you. After all my strength is gone, in you I can be strong. I look to you. I look to you. And when melodies are gone, in you I hear a song. I look to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my parents. How wanna do? Everybody all right? All right, you're looking great. But I'm gonna ask you one thing. Can I ask my parents to just come a little closer? We spread out too much, man. Too scan. So I'm asking you to take a little one row closer to me. I promise you I don't smell bad. Closer. Come a little closer to us. Yes, I love that. Thank you. I promise I won't bite you. Come a little closer. Alright, so good afternoon. My name is Miss Keisha Senior and I'll be working with you, alright, for this afternoon segment of the Parent Day. So let me just officially welcome you to our Parent Day, and even though I'm not seeing the number that I would love to see, but give thanks your way, not true? Yes, give thanks. We're going to work on just the same. So I trust that you have been enjoying the day so far. I know you're getting a little snack in, but I know you've been sitting for a while, so I'm going to invite you all. Let us just stand up now and get a little warmer and head into the second segment, alright? So we don't have no music or anything, but we are going to make music, right? So we're going to sing this live, the chorus. We are together again. After 2, and we want to hear the parents sing and clap. Alright? So I always ask my students, who go church. So we have to sing when they're here. So we go church. Alright? And we have to model the behavior. So after 2, 1, 2, we are together again. Just praise the Lord. We are together again. Let me hear you. What's gonna happen? Something good is. Sing it out loud. We are together again. Sing it again. We're together again. Doing what? We are together again.
we want to say thanks again to Rihanna Smith for that item. I look to you. All right, so we are going to all right, so we are supposed to get a little dance, but I'm going to give them some time to get themselves sorted out. Mrs. Levy, may I see you please, quickly? Is this Foster Levy? In the meantime, we would like to invite Miss McKnight. Is she nearby? One of our very own teachers who will bring an item. She will give us an item. All right, so we also have that lined up. So we just call in all of those persons to stand by as we move forward in the item. So we have next on the item on the program, sorry. So we have recognition. And this will be done and in the following PTA executive body to the Father of the Year. So do we have a representative who will do that? Nothing? All right. Is Dane Smith Jr. here? Dane Smith Jr. All right, so I think what happened is that because of the weather, I think quite a few of the persons who should have been here, unfortunately, they are not here. So do we have any presentation from the PTA for the TikTok challenge? Anybody from PTA? Nothing yet? All right. Okay, so what if you realize now, we have to go do some improvisation. So based on the presentation that you listened to this morning about mental health, may I see a show of hands? To anybody who learned something this morning, put up your hand if you learned at least one something this morning. I'm coming over here so to this lovely lady, I soon come. All right. Can I get some pass? Good afternoon, lovely. How are you?
Good afternoon, I'm feeling blessed.
Can you tell us, share with us one thing that you learned this morning?
My name is Brenda Williams Kramer, and I learned that we should exercise half an hour to 15 minutes per day. Yes.
Okay, put your hands together for her. I want somebody to tell me 2 benefits that you can achieve if you exercise at least 15 to 30 minutes a day. You can split up the answer if you don't know. So tell me 2. So you want to give somebody else one? You know the 2? You know 2. Alright, so Bossy Pawina man, tell us your name and which grade is your child in, and tell me 2 benefits that you can get if you exercise.
Good afternoon. My name is Amy Howard. My daughter is Rihanna Smith in 11E. Just perform a while ago. From regular exercises, you can get well fit. You can get, if you are struggling with cardiovascular disease or anything, you can get a balance in your body and stress if you are going under stress. And sometimes you can participate with your children because these children don't love to exercise.
Put your hands together for her. She's right. I am important one to just say you look good. Say you will look good. Yes, because the more you exercise and you become, you can actually look better now when you didn't look younger and you didn't know that. Yes, man.
So you know, like when you walk on your desk, big man you look goody, or big man want to wear you look goody, exercise will do that. And so it's right. When it comes down to your cardiovascular, so you know you have to keep the heart in check. For some of us with communicative diseases, we have the blood sugar problem, the high blood pressure, all of those things. Poor circulation, exercise will help to control those and to stay fit. Wonderful. Alright, so there are, like I said to you, there are several things that we should have been covering, but because of the weather, I am blaming the weather. Alright, so way more people should have been and also be ready to participate in this afternoon. But we still are going to do it. We're going to do it. Now, I also passed by and I listened to a presentation that was done about students and knowing about, parental control as it relates to their use of social media. Put up your hand if you have and talk to me, God love. If you have a problem with your child being on social media and the length of time that child spends on social media, show up on your hand. Problem, not true. You can't get them to do anything at all. When last you put a power on your child and say, come hold a piece of meat and make me cut it away. Which one are on here? Which one are on here can call on the people? As I say, come here, hold on to a little piece of the pork and make a cut off his skin. And I remember when we used to go back then when we grew up, Lord, you don't want to touch around meat, but you have to go. Alright? Yes, ma'am. All the people don't hold long. How much are you miss? You don't even know the number of cups you have in your house anymore. When they there? Tell me where your cups are.
They need the bed.
I'm not need food for bed. Alright. Anybody else have that problem? You can't find a spoon, you can't find a fork. Where they there? Under the people in there. I will take them out from under. Then take it out. Or when you are sweet, you find it, you say, come here. I don't take it out. And then sweep out find it. In. Wait, never come here where you say, can't be so festive.
After me, I clean up the room and sweep under the bed and find the cup or the spoon. We call her and say, Rahim said, Rahim, we want to come take the rub from down the bed. I come and they say, why you rubbish that up? We say, cup and the spoon.
Alright, put your hands together for her. And you know what I would have to say, since you make this and her rubbish, either open your spoon when you're going back with a bowl and one spoon. Yeah. Or you say we're going to buy and it's out of your spoon money you're going to take it. And we're going to buy paper plate. No sir. And then you want to run and going to eat out of the paper plate. Tell them that. Alright? So thrill. And how many of us here as parents? How many of us aware of what is happening in the verb world? Because this is a very, very potent conversation and we have to be aware. How many know what is going on out here in the virtual space, meaning on social media? Everybody? Everybody? Yeah, answer for everybody? Some parents don't. They don't know. Everybody in here on TikTok? Everybody in here on TikTok? So that means you don't know. You don't know. Right? So over the festive. Because even we as teachers, we have to be in the know-how. Because if you're not in the know-how, then talk around you, and pour up, you don't know what is going on, But best believe that there are a lot of things on social media that you can't access Them here people find everything and they're exposed to everything. Right? So even if you go on TikTok and you hear people talking about certain things, they will send you to websites too. So if you want to see the video, go there, so go watch it. You think these videos might ask you people how old you be? Do you think these videos are going to ask you, your child, how old are you? They are there. They are not blurred out. They are not censored. So everything that is being done in that video, your 11-year-old, your 13-year-old, your 17-year-old, they are seeing it. They are seeing it. And many of these things are pornography. Sexual acts. That probably if you saw those, yeah, Hail Mary and prayer, stay in your brain. Alright, so we have a presentation, and this basket is not mine, unfortunate. So it is actually for the presenter for this morning session. So Mrs. Canadian White Garibaldi, she was the one who made that very interesting presentation about parenting in the digital age. So that's why I was able to come and drag from the parents, because I heard you, I was listening. So we have to properly say you to Mrs. White Garibaldi. Put your hands together for Ariel Hay, who will make this presentation.
We want to thank you for being here and addressing such an important topic and imparting your knowledge on the parents. Thank you very much.
All right, so excellent presentation. So if I wasn't up here, I would have probably asked her what I can get out of the basket, but I'm restraining myself. All right, so thank you. All right, so we will now have an item by Junior Dane Smith. Is it and company? And company. Come on, make some noise for Junior and company. So it's Junior and the Forex. Junior and the Forex. I'm giving them a name.
Good afternoon, everyone. God is good and all the time. Indeed, He's an excellent God. Hallelujah. I share of the Lord that He is my refuge. In Him will I put all of my trust. He's taking me daily from glory to glory. So in Him will I trust. In Him will I trust. Some trust in chariots, some trust in horses, but I will remember. the name of my God. And yes, he is mighty. In him will I trust. In him will I trust. For some trust in chariots, some trust in horses, in hope, but I will remember the name of my God, the name of my God. He is the one, and yes, he is mighty, yes, he is mighty. In him will I trust, in him will I trust. Hallelujah.
Say hallelujah. Praise. This feel like concert, not true? If you feel like concert, say encore. 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 Them a call on the back. Junior. And them a call on the back. We sing again. Them a call on the back. We sing again. We want else to sing again.
We sing the same song? All right. Something else? I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. In all my days, I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Can you sing this part with us? Oh, and all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so good. Yes, Lord, with every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire, and in darkest nights, you are close like no other. I know you as a father, and I know you, Lord. I know you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. Oh, yes, Lord. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life, Lord, you have been so. And all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. God bless you.
Amen. So that was Junior, Dave Smith, and the Florets blessing us. God Almighty, feel like a concert, not true? Oh gosh, man. See, that is just one thing with us here at STETHS, you know. We're not left out God out and nothing. Not leaving out the Lord at all, because without Him, imagine we would not be here. And my neighbor, my friend is in the audience, and she can tell you, that boy may tell you. Friday I saw a group of mine, and by Tuesday, Was it Angie? He was dead. Imagine that. Right? And we know we can look around and see what is happening. Young, old, in between, tall, brown, fat, short, fit, unfit, and well, healthy. Everybody is just dropping like flies. You see everybody today, by the next day they're gone. So, this is just one of the ways I'm trying to say, come out, man. Support your children, you know? Because at the end of the day, we have to chart the way for the children. But there's nothing wrong because we have to prepare them, because as you can see what the Bible says, a little child shall do what? Right, so we have to pour in the lessons into our children and trust that they will take the mantle and the baton and move on. How we're not there for a long time, you know. Alright, so that was Junior Dave Smith and his backup singers. Alright, so we should have had a presentation for the TikTok challenge. Anybody here enter the TikTok challenge? Oh God, and shame devil and peace God. Nobody? Nobody in here entered one TikTok challenge? What? So you're telling me that when Mr. asks you give deadline, not even 1 hour in here? I might have just pick one of you and say send for your pick me up. Right here, so right now. And that me I go do. Me I go pick one of you and say send for your child and we put you in the TikTok challenge. So if you have it done, jump skip, we don't care. So before me pick somebody, put up one of them volunteer. Alright, come. Oh, don't be like the lady, no? I shall not take shame out on it. Shall not take shame out on it. Shame on you parents. Shame on you parents. TikTok challenge, we are not pick me over. That is why we is making in their world. Sometimes you can't get them to come up to your world. Sometimes you have to step into their world. And you know that you step into their world and still be a parent. When you step into their world, it doesn't mean that you're their friends, you know. But it allows you to bond. Now when they say, boy, but mommy can't put a... Alright. Daddy, decide to do this with me, it sends a message to the child that you don't have to be over here and me over here, but we can stand in this together. And there is nothing wrong with you having a little fun. It can't be just send them to school, because even now looking at the number who turn up, there are some students who would love to see their parents come up here even one time, you know. Pain making me hard last night when I looked in the group and I saw the poll going up. Everybody say no, they not come. One long line of no and two little yes, hitch up yourself. I say what can go through? Me I say no, sir, we have to come over and I keep passa because the part when we say which father going to be playing football with their son? See everybody here. No. By the way, all of the fathers in the place, please stand up and big up on yourself. Stand up, all the fathers in the building. If you know say you're good father, and you know say you stand up in your quick life, stand up and make me big them up. All of the father them, stand up, come Mrs. Samana sit down see me, so me I wonder. All of the father them, stand up for me. Sir, your grandfather? Father. Say real. Sir, yes man. Get up man. Come on. Put your hand up. Fathers, the father, brother, father. By the way, which one are you out of the numbers to have to play football this afternoon? 1, 2, come on, man! I love it. I am loving it. So fathers, continue to do the work that you're doing. Continue to stand up strong and firm in all the children. We need you, fathers. And you turning up. Not the number we would love to see, but we say thank you, God, and we're grateful for the effort that you made to be here. So we're going to be looking out for you in on the camera. We're going to go around today because you're going to come out strong to represent. Alright, so again, fathers, and looking for even more numbers in meetings to come. And the day is working out nicely. So no one next time when we send out, you're going to hitch. They may totally shut and come, right? So we're asking the fathers who will be playing, they're asking you to make your way over to the field, kind of go warm up, because we don't want no pull up, we don't want nobody at no deck. So we want you warm and ready, because remember some man go out on the B-Cup team, some man go out on the under 14 team, some man go out on the under 16, and if they're on the football team, then they're on the community football team. So they are planned for. So they're asking you if you're going to be a part of the match to make your way over to the so that they can warm up and prepare mentally and physically. So we wish you when we finish here, so we come in over to support you. Alright, so that's it for the fathers, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so this lovely lady has volunteered, right, to be a part of the TikTok challenge. And she's just going to show you it. So those of you who don't have TikTok, the children live over there. And although the app has turned into one piece of pasa mix up and upside down, pornographic, violent, disgusting place, but there are still little pockets of fun. And it was originally just a dancing app where, they do cute little video, voiceovers and so forth, right? And they will post them. She's going to get her baby, so put your hands together for her. What is the baby's name? So I can call for her. Which form? 7D. So anybody on the outside can find Talisa Kramer for me from 7D. Okay, so Mrs. Isaacs will go and get her. And then you may cut right there. So once you come, we throw you into the challenge. Alright, so I just want to give her, well, Talisa come because she know the thing, She know the trick. So better say me call her and me say, come here. Tell me one trick we are going over TikTok. She will tell me. And then I'm going to say to her, so which one you want your mommy to do? She will tell me. Alright. You can't come out of there. Are you shook up your hand? Are you very shook up your hand? Alright. She said she not fear. She not fear and she not back down. That's what I want to hear. That's what we want to hear, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so when our daughter come, we have to show you a TikTok challenge. So unfortunately, we don't have no music. So we need to up and a dance long time, Because so anyway, me there, dancing happy day there. Alright. So, we can still dance a cappella. Not true? Have the music in here, so? And we can make noise from the desk, so we can come and say, give me a rhythm. And we dance. So we have it work. Don't worry yourself. I'm using the power phone. Alright. Alright, so we just waiting on Talsia to come, and then we show a little piece of what we are talking about, and then we break for lunch, and then we can go. So unfortunately, I know the time sharp, but it is well spent. Alright, so in the meantime, may just go quiet on again. Hi, burn me, you know. You see, the next time when we ask you if you do something and be a part of it with your child, we want you to do it. Yeah? We want you to do it. Yes, have a question? No, man. It was sent out before. But then what happened was, I guess they know that finding out and they never did that, do nothing. She said she extended it. Alright? So, somebody said, so internet problem, just like when you pick me, man, full of excuse. Full of excuse. Me see in a me book and me left the book. God know me step on my table right there so. Me switch homework that again. Oh, Miss God know me the gone for one trip and me never remember. So we are here say some people internet never did a pick up it. Some people phone never did a pick up either. Alright, but for the next time, I mean we are trying to create a different atmosphere. Because we don't want only call parents when there's something to do with children's behavior, or we call when a picnic on the SBA, or picnic a fight, or something like that. When it comes on to these other things, because we don't just teach them book work, you know. We teach them other things and we want to cater to them psychosocially. You are a very important factor as a stakeholder in the school life of your child. So if you don't want to take part in certain aspects of their life, they will alienate you. They will put you aside and say you're no fun. Are you do this, are you do that, and they will go find that sort of relationship with somebody else. So parents, we are urging you to be involved in all aspects of your children's lives. Alright, you know, promise me? Because you were given options. If you know, say you have two left foot, or if you know, say you need them knock and you can't dance, you could have cooked. Yes, man, you could have cooked. Everybody never even make bread and cheese sandwich and video it with your picnic. It would have made a difference. Alright? So, when we ask you to be involved in these are the little things that create the biggest impact. Because they will say, Mommy, you remember when we did do this? Or Daddy, you remember when we do this? Make memories. This was a perfect opportunity. So we don't want to hear no excuse next time. Next time we want the results. You promise me? Promise? I am going to hold each and everybody here to the promise. Alright? So she soon come. Anybody else has anything else to share before we probably soon break for lunch, and then we can go over and watch the fathers. Alright?
She's on the netball court. She's on the netball court. Yes,
Hold on, we have a question. Pardon? She wants to see the dance now. Alright. Boy, you're a hot girl. You're a hot girl. You can dance? You can dance? Yes, you will show me. But we are going to do the one on the item. Aiden and Company. Aiden and Company. Aiden, they can wait for you to come. Anybody see Aiden? He was outside, he's not out there. Come on, let's get here so she wants to be dancing. Talicia, act shy. Give me 1 minute, let me try something. So mommy volunteer you and her. So you're going to tell me which is your favorite. Tell us first of all your name and your grade.
My name is Alisa Kramer and I'm from 7th.
Okay, so you and mommy going to do an on-the-spot TikTok challenge, right? So you're going to tell me which of the challenges that you know. Even though you're not on TikTok, you don't know any of them. You're not on TikTok. So her mommy, mine are you over TikTok, you know? Are you over TikTok? Are you over TikTok? And I tell her Panta is so you're alright, so which song you know, which music you want, and you want to do something together. You're gonna sing? Alright, so she said she's gonna sing instead, alright? So put your hands together for Talicia and mommy.
Good afternoon, parents and guardians. So we're going to try a thing. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days have been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. And I have lived in the goodness of God. All my
Come on, man. I better collaborate. You could hear. Put a bigger noise then. And Talicia is an excellent student. So, the mother too, because when a child is willing to come, when the mother says, come and do something. Put your hands together again for Talicia and mommy, we thank you so much. Just a quick announcement. Allied Health is here. So you are interested in getting your checks done, like your regular checks, health checks, they are at the guidance center, so you can go and come back. So I hear somebody say they want to see dancing. I'm in around you, I love see dancing too. And anybody who knows me, I love to dance. Someone could friend over here, so no, never invite her because as she turned to me and said she wants to be dancing now. So I have a starting. Alright, so I'm gonna be inviting. I want some parents here. I don't know, so some other our guardian I want to see. I want to see father too. Any father left down there? I'm gonna come for myself. See that gentleman and smell sweet, you see? Good afternoon, sir. How are you? You look like you want to fight, so. Can I fight, you know? I can fight. Alright, continue. Come with me. No? You shy? Okay. Coming over. If you don't ever run, you see. Good afternoon, sir. Is it safe for me to come over there? I'm inviting you up there, so with you. No? No? Is a no from you too? Suppose if it's a husband with you, look at so nothing. Not? Is a no? A no too? Is a no too? A no from you too? You're going to tell me no too? Come here, come closer. Make me one man, you know, one man. Every single people. So suppose if it's a quick audition for your husband, say, hold on in here that tell me no. A shame. Alright, come here, lady. Come right beside me. Alright. She said this is her second. Wait, no, you didn't bust the place there. Alright, because she's one. Come, mommy, you always in the mix of things. Come, lovely. Come on. When you shy, come. Yeah, girl. Me and your same hairstyle, so you have to come. She said, no. Come, lovely. No? No? Come. Come, lovely lady. Jesus, to the toe. Put your hands together. One more. No, sir. Come. She had to have one nice daughter, so she can't tell me no. She know that too. Come on, space out on yourself. It's about fun. And you shy, and when we ask your students to take part in certain things, tell me, oh, we know what. Are you teach your students, your children to tell me no? No. Alright, so she said you are the lead. So you're going to stand up right over there so everybody can see. You know if you dance Jerusalem? Yes, ma'am. So we're going to look and see good clean fun you can have with the children. Right? Put your hands together for the ladies. So, remember, I know, when I represent on the house. So if you can't dance, you have to go dance today. Alright? Do what you can. We love and appreciate you just the same. Step over. Sell some space, everybody can see you. Come over, lovely lady. And step over. We know how to bust the place already, you know. We know how to bust the place already. Hold the thing, hold the bust the place. No man, me not talk about she. I mean the she, but a who? A who we are talking about? A who we are going to look for? Alright. Ready again, miss? So after 3, me see if you can do that. Ready? Hey, hey. Start moving. Hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Oi, ready? Aye, aye, aye. Take time with the people then. 1 minute then. Good Lord of mercy. I say, you one. You have to take time. You go too fast. Alright. You have to take your time. Ready? Let me show you. Stop. Alright? We are going to go over that way. Work with me. Back up. Up. Left up. Right. To the right. To the right. To the left. Right. Alright. Stand up yes and now. Do this. Work the right foot. Work the right foot. And then now, you're going to hop over to the left. Ready? Work the left foot. Work the left foot. Hey, hey. Ready again? We are going to the right again. Ready? Left. Right. Come on, come on. We are going to add stepping back to me. Ready? Step back. In. Left foot. Right side, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hop over to the left one now. Hop again. Hop again. Hop again. This time we're going to do 1 hop. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, turn. When I say spin on the rolling, I'm going to say turn. So everybody side to the turn. So, ready? 1, 2, move to the right. To the left. To the right. To the left. Step back. Right leg. Hop over to the left. And we're going to hop right left. Right, left, turn. So everybody side to the sun. Turn your back to me. I am so nice. I am so nice. Alright, you're going to give them something. Quick and fast. See who now give up here? Nasalahan. Come back. Last dance. And just freestyle. Doing a team.
Gives you a new way to receive.
So we are going to zip it up a little bit and call it a day. Ready? 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 Come. Dance. 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 Hey. 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 Zip. 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 Start right now. Hey. Hey. There it is. Stop. 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 We are bringing back the old time thing. We leave them thing. We leave. With it. With it. With it. With it. Watch this now. One true. Watch me friend in the blue. Whatever. Whatever. No. Keep moving. And this is a perfect way you can exercise. You know. Alright, big up on yourself. Put your hands together for the parents. Thank you so much, everyone. So when we say exercise, it doesn't have to be anything hard. 15 minutes, half an hour of dancing. Even when you're cleaning, you know, man. If you do housework, you do garden work, you're gonna go exercise, right? Okay. So ladies and gents, big boys and girls, we are at the end of this segment. We're not finished with the day yet because remember, it's lunchtime, so immediately after lunch, you can go over to the field because we have the big bad football match between the fathers and the sons, so we can go over and support that. Alright? Remember, Allied Health is at the guidance center, so if you're interested in getting like your blood sugar, blood pressure checks, you may visit them at the guidance center. Alright, so put your hands together for yourselves. Come on, man, giving yourself a bigger round of applause. Yes. When they come out and the number, they come out with the talawa. Alright, so I hope you all enjoy this afternoon. And I will now hand over to a representative from the PTA who will move the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Senior. Good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon. I'm Marian Hutchinson Miller, and I'm the parent rep for grade 11. I want to first thank you all for coming out. Give yourselves a warm round of applause. I also want to thank on behalf of our president, Mrs. Delisha Brown-Wait, who is unavoidably absent, just to thank you once again for coming and for our fathers who have participated and will participate in our football father versus son competition. We want to also thank our presenters who came earlier. I know they would have left. We want to thank them in their absence. We also want to jointly thank our guidance department. This year, our PTA have again partnered with our guidance department just to honor our parents. So put your hands together for our guidance department and for yourselves as well. I just want to thank Ms. Senior as well for her sharing this part of the program, and also Ms. Chambers, I believe, who was here with us this morning. I just want to use this program as well just to encourage us as parents to continue to support your children, continue to support the activities of the school, and also to support the activities of the PTA. We want to thank you for your overwhelming support, and you will continue to support us, encourage your students to purchase Fruits Days on a Monday and a Thursday. So they are here today, and we are inviting you to support because we have a book project that is on the way to have a general staff appreciation for all members of staff at STETHS. And so we really want to get that going. So I'm encouraging you, and you as parents, you're here today and seeing the Fruitsman is here, you can see firsthand what your students are getting. So you can go ahead today and also support our Fruits Day. Once again, thank you for coming out and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. God bless you.
Thank you, Mrs. Hutchinson. And thank you, parents, again. Do enjoy the rest of the afternoon.